Okay, first of all, I want to thank ScanPay for that break and the great partnership. Thank you. Our keynote speaker, Wayne Winton, has a great background in the locksmith industry. He's transformed his business, Lock Shop LLC, from retail-based to business, much as we've heard about a lot today, an account-based model. This aligns perfectly with the direction many of us are moving toward and makes him a great candidate, to share his insights and experience. He goes way beyond locksmith services. He has business building techniques, great content production, says exceptional communication, so we'll see that, and problem-solving skills. He's done many industry training, seminars, webinars. He's got a pretty interesting approach to electronic access and safe work, and he's contributed greatly to differentiating his company from competitors, which is all in line with what we've been talking about this whole meeting. So it's my pleasure to introduce Wayne Winton.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction. How's the Pop-A-Lock family doing today? You enjoying Las Vegas? Good. Okay, my name is Wayne Winton. These are my social media accounts here. If anybody wants to follow me, go ahead. You can see, just by following me, some of the things that I do, and you can wash, rinse, and repeat those campaigns. I like to take a blend of work and personal posts to create something that people find value in. When they find your business relatable, your company relatable, they find you relatable, and they want to spend money with you, okay? I'm a locksmith business owner. I do professional coaching, and now with this today, this will be my public speaking engagement. I would like to tell you a story about a locksmith shop, a couple locksmith shops that we bought out. My business partner and I, a couple years ago, decided that we were going to buy out some other locksmith shops, and we were going to start having a shop and really taking over about half the state. We wanted to be the big people in that area. And there's a little bit of a sad story to this, and I want it to resonate with you. I know that there's a lot of keynote speakers, and I know everybody's taken a lot of classes and learned a lot of information at this seminar. But I can guarantee you that what I'm going to tell you next is going to hit home harder than anything else. One of the people we bought out was 80 years old. I want you to picture this. Being 80 years old and losing the majority of your business, planning and thinking that you're going to sell your business and cash out for $1 million or more, a couple $100,000. And then you live the rest of your life on that because that's what you worked for. Unfortunately, this man decided to not pay attention to the future, and he ended up going out of business. He was $50,000 in debt, and his shop that he was planning on having was supposed to sell for $600,000-$700,000. They ended up condemning the building. He got $200,000. After they auctioned off his supplies, which we bought most of, he got about $30,000. Can you imagine being 80 years old and retiring with maybe $250,000 in the bank after working your whole life? Pretty great. So I want to make sure that that happens to nobody in this room here today. I want you to be thinking about your future. I want you to be thinking about Google-proofing your business. I want you to think about putting things away for your children so that they have something and so that you have something to show for all the work that we put into our companies. We understand how powerful Google is. And we understand how powerful that Google guaranteed green check is. How many businesses here would be deeply impacted if your Google listing went offline tomorrow? Vast majority of everybody here. Okay? So let's not let that happen. Let's explore some different opportunities so that we can make sure that we diversify our advertising. Much like you would diversify your money, your accounts. You don't put all your money into stocks or crypto or real estate. You diversify. We need to think the same way and take the same approach to advertising for our businesses. So how do we do that? Unfortunately, most of us have all of our income eggs in the Google basket. We need that green check for the phone to ring and for calls to get booked. Google alternatives to advertise with. You can advertise with almost any social media platform now. Even if you don't have a business account, you can advertise with your business account. You can also advertise with your personal account. Everybody is their own brand these days. Just flick through Instagram, flick through TikTok. Everybody is their own brand, and you can be your own brand too. All you have to do is work it. All you have to do is post content out there. It's that easy. You can boost your posts on almost any platform. They offer an opportunity to promote. You can also, one of the easiest things to do is, this is my personal profile here, just connect your business link with it. Okay, right down here. Got my business link, that's a backlink to my business. So that improves SEO. So I'm utilizing my personal and my business accounts to point that arrow in the direction to get traffic to come to me. Customer appreciation posts are always a good idea and very recommended. It doesn't take anything to do them. You don't even have to boost these, but it lets people know when somebody's going through your page, either your business page or your personal page, if they see that you took the time out of your day to actually acknowledge them, that's going to be something that's going to resonate with them. I would sure rather spend my money with a business who acknowledged me as their customer than somebody who did not. So it's just as easy as making a quick, simple post. It's also content. The Boost Your Post feature on Facebook allows you to reach a local audience now. So it's not just reaching the whole country. You can actually target those ads to your local community and your local area. Here's an example of one of the smart home automation posts that I did. I'm moving out of doing the safes. I just had back surgery recently, and so I'm doing less with moving safes, and I'm moving more towards the smart home automation side of things. So I wanted to start promoting that. With this one post alone, we got about 1,300 views. So it's letting the community know that we offer this service. I also want to talk about the different forms of communication. Anybody here have kids, teenagers? Okay. Do they like to talk on the phone, or do they like to text? They like to text. They don't like to talk on the phone anymore. We have to start recognizing that now, because Wayne Gretzky once said, I don't go where the puck is, I go where the puck is going to be. So be where the puck is going to be. Start adding and blending a calendar link into your advertising. That way they can click a button, they don't have to interact with anybody, and they can still book your services. You can see that post that we made, these are some of the insights, and this is where all of the valuable content is. You can see that we reached about almost 9,000 people with this post, and we had quite a few engagements too, well over 1,000 engagements. That means somebody stopped, they looked, they liked, they commented, they engaged with what I had to say. That is what you want. You want the engagement. Simply flashing up in front of somebody doesn't always help. It lets you, it's brand awareness, but you really want that interaction. Being in Las Vegas, I thought it to be appropriate to talk about a slot machine. Think about advertising like a slot machine. Only you're not gambling if you do it correctly. What if I told you there was a slot machine in this hotel that every time you put $1 into it, $10 came back out? Who would sit there and play that machine? Everybody, right? You can do that. The slot machine is social media advertising. A good campaign can really bring in 10x plus your investment. And this is what I've been doing over the years, providing results and then looking at the analytics to make sure that we're on track. This is my YouTube channel. We've got almost 40,000 subscribers. It tells what I do. I've got my 2 pages, Lock Reference and winslockshop.com. I've also got some good pictures of myself, making sure that anybody that engages with this channel knows what they're going to get as far as the branding goes. You can also advertise on YouTube. You can promote your YouTube videos. It's not as easy as the other platforms, and you have to do it off of a computer versus your phone. Most of the other platforms, you can do it off of your phone. YouTube, you can do it off of the computer, but you can promote and you can geo-target your ads. Very, very powerful resource. Here's an example of my channel and how a powerful YouTube channel can really get your message out there. If you look, we've got about 18 million total views, 117,000 engagements, likes. We've got 19,000 comments. That means people are engaging with what I have to say. They want to talk. They want to leave their opinion. These are all good things. Now, not everybody has the luxury of having an account like this. If you have an account that has a good following, you don't have to spend so much to boost, to target people, to get your ads out. However, it does give you that opportunity so that you can grow your channel to where you have the following, to where you don't have to pay for it all the time. This was a commercial that I filmed. I just simply grabbed the phone out, and I'm putting this up here so I can simply show you how easy it is to get a review. I wanted the video link to come through, but it did not come through the PowerPoint, unfortunately. But if you follow me on social media or go to my YouTube channel, you can watch this. It should be on all of my other platforms as well. What I did was I opened up the car for this young lady, and she was so ecstatic and happy when I came out to open her car that I decided to just ask her if she would give me a testimonial, a live video testimonial. I have a bunch of testimonials on Google. However, this is content and live video. She said, absolutely, sure, no problem. So all I did was hold the camera up, ask her how her service was. She gave a glowing review, and then I showed opening the car and a few reviews afterwards, okay? That post has had a tremendous impact on my business. I've had people call me just because of this post right here. And it took $0 to make. People resonate with other people. Think about a commercial. If you're gonna buy a medication or a car or anything, you want to see social justice proof that other people are using that product and enjoying it before you invest your money in it as well. You can also set up your backlinks on your Instagram profiles. Now, I don't have the biggest following, but as far as the locksmith industry and community goes, I've got one of the bigger profiles with this many followers and this many people engaging with my account. Compared to other industries, it's very small. But in this industry, this is one of the larger ones. So again, making sure that all of your accounts, think of all of your social media accounts like another arrow that point to your business, your service, and that money ended up being in your account. When making a video post, adding the closed captioning, the words that flash, is going to really increase the way people interact and engage. Because think about it, you're on your phone, you're scrolling, you may not want to put earbuds in. You may not want to have sound. It's a little rude to have the sound on and playing when you're in a public setting. However, somebody can be scrolling through their phone. I've got live engagement. It's a fast-forward video, so it's very high action, quick pace. And then these words are flashing up in unique ways. People will stop and pause. Your magic number is 3 seconds. 3 seconds is what the human mind takes to actually stop, pause, and what the social media algorithms consider a view. If you're not getting 3-second pauses, you're not getting engagement, you're not getting impressions, and you're not getting views. So you have to captivate their audience for 3 seconds with people who have an attention span of 0. With a boost, we could easily reach 3,000 people, and we did, as you can see here. And this is where the magic is. Okay? Understanding and looking at the analytics after the fact. I believe my ROI on this was 3 to 4 actual sales, and my average invoice is about $438. I live in a very high-end, affluent area in Aspen, Colorado. Okay, that's the area that I service. So mine's a little bit higher than yours. But even if your invoice is half that, that's still a tremendous amount of profit. plus you're building your brand awareness. The more you can start building your account now, the more powerful it will be in 2, 3, 5, and 10 years. But if you wait, then it's going to be that much more harder, and you're going to have to pay that much more to catch up to it later. This is my Twitter X profile. I don't spend as much time here simply because I don't get that much return on investment. I don't do the boosts that much on here, and I don't engage with it quite as much because it's so limited. You're limited to the time of the video that can be on there, and you're limited to how many characters you can put on there. So Twitter's good. I recommend posting to it. However, I don't invest in that particular platform at this time. That may change. I tend to see much better ROI on meta platforms: Instagram, Facebook, and Threads. For people that don't know, those are all the big 3 meta platforms. The other thing you can do is utilize ChatGPT. It's going to save time, it's going to save money, and it's going to be easier for you. When I go to build a social media post now, I pull out my phone, I pull up ChatGPT, and I say, build me a Facebook post for smart home automation and add hashtags. It will literally build the hashtags, the emojis, and everything you need for you. You literally copy, paste, and my tip is so many people are utilizing this AI service that I always recommend you add at least a few words or change a few things to make it human. Okay? You always want to make it, add a little bit of human element to it. But it saves time. It would have taken probably 10 to 15 minutes to create this post without that AI software. It took about 1 minute with it. On Twitter X, your impressions are going to be your views. They just call it something different. So again, just going back and checking, we got about 59 views on this one. Not boosted post, just totally organic, just people that follow me. Pop-A-Lock offers a great creative marketing team, and they can help you. There are experts that are built into your organization that are ready and willing to help you. Please take advantage of those experts and put them to work for you. This is a great ad. Okay? Have them do that for you. TikTok is what's on fire right now. And it's also a little bit bizarre because the US government might actually ban it. How that's going to look, I don't know. But I do know that it's catching on fire. TikTok now is what YouTube was 10 years ago. People are really, really, really paying attention to it, and it is an aggressive platform. I'm going to go through and show you how to boost a post on TikTok. You simply hit the 3 dots, click the promote button, the little fire emoji, select your goal, and there's lots of different goals. This is why the TikTok platform is actually very useful. It's very diverse, it's broad, it's wide. You can advertise anything from unicorn posters to vacuums to locksmith services to pet supplies, anything. So for this particular campaign, I wanted to get more calls. Wanted to try the call option. But you can get sales, you can get leads, or you can boost your account, meaning you're getting more followers. This one was the call promotion. So I want to call and see if it actually produced phone calls. Plug in my phone number. And there we go. The phone started ringing. It actually worked. I wanted to try the phone call option, but I would recommend in the future, I've had more success with the message option. TikTok is a younger generation's platform, so they're going to be one of those generations that want to engage with the messaging. So I would recommend doing messaging more, but I also like to have that broad range so that I can go back and look. I can say, look at how many people engaged with my call advertising, and look at how many people engaged with my messaging advertising. Messaging works a lot better than the calling, but I just wanted to show you that this is an option too. We talked about the younger generation wanting to message and not call. Keep that in mind when you're placing your ads. This ad produced about 10 to 15 phone calls, and 2 of them turned into actual jobs. So it really does work. I think we spent about $58 on this when we're all said and done. It's going to start your target audience very broad and wide, and then as you go through the platform, it starts to narrow it down and geolocate. I personally like to target different age groups, and if you're going on TikTok, you're going to get those younger people. But who has the money? Usually the older people. But again, this is where looking at those analytics really comes into play. Simply select the category. I wanted to promote smart home automation, so we put it under tech and electronics. We also added a few interests, home products, and home improvement, because that's what it is. When the platform started allowing geolocating and targeting, that's when it really became a viable option, because nobody wants to waste $100 to send an ad into space to people in Canada or across the country, right? That's not going to help us out. But as soon as they allowed us to target it, and you can put in your city or your zip code, now all of a sudden you can target people locally. Simply select a budget. We picked about $56. It was $8 a day for 7 days. Here's one of the other tips that I have for you. How many people used to listen to the radio back in the day? Okay? What would happen? You'd hear the same ad over and over and over again. 1-800-plumbers.com, 1-800-plumbers.com, 1-800-plumbers.com. You hear that same ad over and over and over again. Now, did you pick up the phone and call them right away if you didn't have a problem? Probably not. However, as soon as your toilet clogged up, what was burned and seared into your brain? 1-800-plumbers.com. So who did you call? Probably 1-800-plumbers.com. The social media now is replacing the TV and radio media of the older generation. Therefore, I call this drip advertising. That means that I'm spending the lowest budget possible while geolocating and just having that ad roll through their feed. So they may not stop on it and click on it and use my services that very second, but I'm building brand awareness, and they're becoming familiar with my face, my truck, and my company. Therefore, when they do have a security issue, who are they going to call? The person they're most familiar with. Then, when they Google and search a locksmith, now Google's going to send all their bots on it, okay? And then my ads are really going to start popping up on their phone, because we all know that our phones are listening to us. They're tracking everything we do. Use that to your advantage. Building awareness versus immediate sales. We've now got our ad complete, and you'll notice the little sponsored button down below so that you can actually identify whether you're looking at an organic post or whether you're looking at something that's sponsored and paid for. If you're looking at something that's sponsored and paid for, I like to check out other people's ads and see what they're doing. How do they post it? How many views are they getting? What is the engagement rate? Is there a way that I can utilize what somebody else has done in a different industry and apply it to my industry so that I can gain that advantage over my competitors? Don't get locked into what we're doing as locksmiths and security professionals. I will tell you that is my #1 key to success for my entire business to date, is not conforming to just locksmiths. I understand what's going on with the electricians, the plumbers, HVAC, garbage removal, junk removal. These are all very fast-paced, aggressive marketing industries. We should be looking at them and utilizing what they're doing. The difference between those who win at advertising and those who lose money are tracking the analytics. You have to do this part. If you're not willing to do it, or you just don't like making ads, or you just don't want to have to deal with this, you can also hire somebody. There are professionals that you can add to your account. You don't have to give them your account, meaning that they may steal it and take it. You have to be very careful of that. But what you can do is you can actually add a user to your account that can go in there and give them permissions to actually set your account up, follow the analytics, place the ads for you, and basically do everything that you don't want to do. So even if you're not social media savvy, Even if you don't like to work with social media, there's still a way to do it. And I'm telling you, if you're not working with social media, it's going to be a very, very bumpy road in 5 years. It's taking over everything. We can see the gender. Who's following? Who's engaging? This is valuable gold information. TikTok, it's going to be that lower age bracket, 18 to 24. We've got the majority, obviously, if we geolocated in the United States in Colorado, then that's obviously going to be where we're going to get most of our views. The other ones are people that follow my account. So it didn't advertise, I didn't pay to send it to Canada, but I have friends that are in Canada that stopped and engaged with the post organically. You can also track and see the activity on your account. One day we had almost 16,000 people engage with that account. Okay? The other thing we can do to help Google-proof our business is utilize our existing customers. Do you think that you're going to make a sale? Who's going to make an easier sale? Somebody who you've already worked with, who's very happy with your service, or a cold lead? Probably the person who you've already worked with, right? Utilize that. Take the information that you have, all those email addresses, all those phone numbers, compile that, build a MailChimp or some kind of email service, and send that back out. There are numbers stating that 57% of people that engage with these type of posts that go out turn into sales. And they were somebody that was not going to call you again. There are automated systems now. I'm actually looking into a field management service, or we're using a field management service. Not only does it send them a text message a day before our service to remind them, so I don't have canceled calls, or at least not as many. It sends them a 2-hour warning, just like when you go to the dentist or you go get your hair done. You get those little reminder text messages. They're really useful, right? Why aren't we utilizing that? Okay? So I incorporated that into my business. Then, a year later, it sends them another text message reminder and says, hey, remember us? We did some service for you. Is there anything we can do for you? How's everything going? 57% of the time, that person will re-engage with that, and you will spark up another opportunity to make another sale. That one too, I even offered a $99 deadbolt installation. Okay? I lose money at that rate. But by the time I get there, lubricate some locks, fix some hinges, rekey a couple other locks, I walk out of there with another $400 or $500 sale. The $99 was to get my foot in the door. I can do the rest from there. So we take something small and we upsell it once we're there. The other thing that you can do to have monthly recurring income are service contracts. Again, adding money to our company that is continuing income is the key to success. That's what your business is valued at. Your business right now, going back to the very first slide, is worth whatever your van and your business are worth. That goodwill has very little value now because it is so easy to start an account and to hang your own shingle and go out there and start working. Therefore, these service agreements are great. I have 2 hotels that we just go 2 service calls, 2 hours labor. We work on fire doors. I got my fire door certification from Aloha. And so now I go in there, we mapped out the whole building. We got into a map called Company Cam. We mapped out every door, labeled every door in the whole hotel, hundreds of them. Came up with all the problems, handed that list to the person, the manager, and we said, here, every time we come in, all you gotta do is pick a door and we'll start working on it. 2 years I've had that service contract in place. It is money in the bank, guaranteed, and that's what people want when they want to buy your business. I also have banks and high-end jewelry stores. If anybody's ever had a bank vault lockout, that's a $6,000 to $10,000 open, depending on what it is. And we have them happen more often than you think. Therefore, I can sell a preventative maintenance package to come by and lubricate and make that bank vault work very well so that they don't have a lockout. I appreciate your time today. Please feel free to follow me on any of the social media pages. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, I'll be happy to answer them. have any questions?
Give you a follow-up additional information with Wayne is, Wayne has contributed, a ton of information for the LMS.
Thank
for
you.
the classes.